Today I'd like to teach you about an interactive application called EDPUZZLE. EDPUZZLE is an application that allows you to create lessons based on videos that you've made yourself or videos that you found online. The first thing you're going to want to do is create your EDPUZZLE account by clicking the Sign Up button. Go to edpuzzle.com and click Sign Up, and of course you're going to click I'm a teacher. You'll want to do a Google login from there. And be sure you choose your Oshkosh account. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. I'm going to sign in with Google. I'll choose my Oshkosh account. And here is my home page for EDPUZZLE. If you're going to use EDPUZZLE with your students, of course, you'll need to create a class. We have our home button, our curriculum button, and a My Content button. I'm going to start by clicking on My Classes. Now you can see I do not have a class yet. I have not used a class in EDPUZZLE. From here, I can add a new class, but if you are a Google Classroom user, this is the button you're going to want to click. You're going to want to import your Google Classroom. I'm just going to add a new class from here, and I'm going to enter Practice EDPUZZLE. And I will click Create Class. Then from there, I'm going to need to get some students in my class. Since I did not use my Google Classroom login, I'm going to go ahead and invite students. And you can see on this screen, there's several ways that students could join. If you choose not to do a Google Classroom upload, there's a join link and also a class code. I'm going to go ahead and copy that class code. Actually, I'm going to copy that join link. And I'm going to show you EDPUZZLE from the student side, and we'll keep going back to this every now and then. I just copied and pasted that link into an incognito browser. And it's going to ask me who I am. If your students are joining this way, they're going to do a Google sign-in. Again, notice I had to scroll down a little bit to find that. And I'm going to choose my personal email from here to differentiate my teacher EDPUZZLE from my student EDPUZZLE. I will click Next. And this is how, again, students would join even if they were going through Classroom. And students would then need to click the Join Class button. And now you're looking at it from a student view. You can see that this student belongs to one class, the Practice EDPUZZLE class. And there's the title of the class, no assignments, no due date, and nothing completed because I haven't put anything in there yet. So we'll go back to my teacher window. Click off of that. And now I'm back on my teacher dashboard. And now if I click on my Students tab, you can see that I have one student, Amy Monagle, has joined. I could invite students from here. I could lock my classroom if I don't want any rogue students joining. I'm going to show you how to add content in a couple of different ways. The first thing I'll show you, when I click on content, this is going to show content that's been added by other users that you are able to use. So I see something on the American Civil War. I see some things on the United States Constitution. You could choose, and of course you would preview any of this before you would use it. You could click on and choose to add content. And you can see this content has had many questions added to it. I can edit this American Civil War video. I can copy it, I can assign it, and I can share it from right here. More than likely, I'm going to copy and I'm going to make that my own. I'm going to click back on my Content tab. And you can see if I click on my content, now the video that I've added there, the Civil War, is the only thing in my content right now. I could click on that Civil War video, and I have all sorts of choices down below. I could delete it, I could make folders, I could edit it, which I definitely would do if it was somebody else's content, or I could assign it. Let's pretend that I'm satisfied with it and I'm going to assign it. I can see there's been 10 questions added to it by its creator. I'm going to assign that American Civil War. And from there, I have to choose which class to assign it to. I'm going to choose Practice EDPUZZLE. I can assign a start date if I want to schedule it. I can add a due date if I wish. I can assign to all my students, or I can assign to select students. I'll assign it to all my students. I just have one student. I'll click Assign. And now if I click back into my student window and I refresh my student window, you can see that my student would see that a Civil War assignment was assigned today, and still no completed assignments. We'll go back to my teacher window. Now, more than likely, you are going to want to add your own content. And there's two different possibilities there. One could be adding your own content that is a video that you have created. And today I'm focusing on interactive read aloud videos. So I am going to add my own video. I'm going to click on the content button again. I'm going to click on my content. And you can see that I have a button here that says add content. I can search my own content. Today, I'm going to add content and I am going to upload a video. I have a video that I've created here in WeVideo, Henry's Freedom Box. I clicked the download button and I downloaded it to my computer. It's on my Chromebook. And I am going to locate that file. And it happens to be right in my downloads because I just downloaded it. So I'll click on that video and I'll click open. And you can see it's going to take a little while for it to upload. So it took a little bit for the video to upload, maybe about 5 minutes. It was about an 8-minute video, I believe. And now you can see it says the video is preparing. While that video is preparing, we can take a look at that Civil War video and take a look at if I might want to edit anything. I can click on these teardrop icons at the bottom and I can see any questions that the creator has added. So she's added a multiple choice question. Over here, you can see that the edit button is lightened because I'm not allowed to edit a video that is assigned. So once I've assigned it out and it's active, I cannot edit the content within it. While my video is preparing, you'll notice I have a basic account. Currently, with all the at-home learning that's going on, under my Help for Schools tab at support.edpuzzle.com, you can see that they are providing a professional upgrade. Even if you're just starting out with EDPUZZLE, there's 2 different forms to fill out. One if you've already created an account, and one if you haven't. And this will allow you to upgrade from basic to pro. All right, my video is finally finished. It's a 9-minute video. I'm going to go ahead and click on that video. And from there, I can click on Assign, Edit, Duplicate, or Delete. I'm going to be doing some editing. If I scroll down, I can see that a number of people have put Henry's Freedom Box into EDPUZZLE. There might be a version that I like better, but I think kids enjoy hearing your voice. So if you've created versions, use your own. If not, preview everything ahead of time. I'm going to click on Edit for my own. And you can see I've got a timeline across. I have some choices. I can cut out parts of a video. I can voice over parts if I want to add some of my own explanations. I'm going to focus on adding some questions. I can choose a point in the video Henry's heart beat fast. Maybe the master would set him free. And at that point, I can decide that I want to add a question for my students to respond to. I'm going to most always choose an open-ended question because I want my students to show their thinking. And I can type. How do you think Henry was feeling at this point in the story? And I can click Save, and now you can see that exact point where I've added a question is there in the video. It tells me that it's at the 1 minute and 19 second mark, and I can see across the left that same question. Now I can click ahead to another part in the story, and I could go ahead and add another question as well. I can preview, so I know what part of the story that is. And I can add another multiple choice question. I believe it's unlimited how many you can do. Sorry, not another multiple choice question, an open-ended question. And I'm going to save that piece right there. And you can see I've added another spot, and over in the left-hand side, it shows my questions that I've asked. So now you can see I've added 2 open-ended questions. The teardrops show where they are. The black dot shows me what point of the video I am in. I'm going to click VoiceOver just to show you that it exists. I don't feel that I would use VoiceOver within a read aloud. A VoiceOver would replace the existing audio. It would not put something in between, but it would go over, so you would lose some of the story. So I'm not going to do any VoiceOver here, and I'm not going to cut out any parts of the story in this video. So let's pretend that I have added as many questions as I chose to. I would certainly add more than what I've got here and a different variety of questions for an interactive read aloud. I'll pretend I'm done, and I'm going to click that Finish button. And now you can see back in my content, I can see that those 2 questions have been added, and I can assign that just the same way I assigned the original video. I can assign it to my practice EDPUZZLE class, and I can assign it today, and let's see if I can give this one a due date. We're going to save that so it has a due date of May 3rd, and I'm going to assign that. And I can go back and click on my student link and refresh in my fake student account, and now you can see I have Henry's Freedom Box that does have a due date, and the Civil War, which has no due date. Another important button to notice is this green toggle button on the right-hand side that says Prevent Skipping. It's defaulted on so that when a student is watching your video, they cannot skip ahead and just try to guess and answer the questions. Of course, you could turn it off, but it is defaulted on, and that keeps students in that video and watching all of it before they would attempt to answer each question. You can also see on my teacher dashboard, my students, how much of the video they've watched. Amy Monagle has watched none and has not turned this in yet. So you can easily see your students' progress. You can reset their progress if a student clearly needs to watch again or try something again. So back on my content page, you can see the 2 videos I've added. You can see I only have 2 questions for Henry's Freedom Box. I'd like to show you one final thing, and that would be how to import videos from external sources. You can see off to the left, popular channels. I'm going to click on the YouTube tab. Now I can do a search from within YouTube, or if I already know what video I'm going to watch, and I did locate, somebody had done a nice read aloud of The Summer My Father Was 10, one of my favorite interactive read alouds. So I can copy and paste that YouTube URL into the search bar rather than searching right within. And you can see it takes me directly to that YouTube video, and it gives me those same choices as it would have with my own video. I can edit it and add questions. I can cut out parts of it. So currently there's no questions added, and it's open for me to edit as I choose. I'll click finish, pretend that I've added questions, and now if I go back into my content, you can see now I have 3 within my content section. I can click on my classes, and I can see the 2 videos that I've added. I can take a look at my one student, I can invite students, and so on. So now I hope you know a little bit about EDPUZZLE. One more thing. EDPUZZLE does have a really good help section. So if you need to revisit other things, for instance, EDPUZZLE does allow you to integrate with Google Classroom. So the help or support.edpuzzle.com is a good place to go if you need help applying EDPUZZLE to your class. I'd recommend continuing to assign things through your Google Classroom, but remember you'll need to create a classroom within EDPUZZLE as well and have students join to be able to use it. Thank you, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me.